My name is Jason Clemens, and this is my Masters of Education Technology reflection video. This video is a reflection of what I have learned throughout the program and how it has impacted my ability to develop effective training while using technology to enhance that training. I found my passion for education and technology early in my military career. As an Army instructor, I taught vehicle maintenance and later leadership. As a maintenance instructor, I was part of a team chosen to create a set of simulations that allowed soldiers to disassemble, inspect, and reassemble vehicles, vehicle components, in a 3D virtual environment. The simulations allowed students to work in a safe environment, trying new things and learning new skills. The simulations allowed me to instruct over 100 hours of training in just 14 hours while increasing cognitive learning and building problem-solving skills. They were able to troubleshoot and do more things like that. After retiring from the Army, I became a training specialist for the Pueblo Chemical Agent Destruction Pilot Plant, or PCAP. This is a unique position as I'm developing training for the plant workers that will be destroying one of the 2 remaining U.S. stockpiles of chemical weapons. At PCAP, I developed technical courses as well as soft skill courses, such as leadership training. Because of the skills I generated during this program, I have recently been put in charge of our newly deployed learning management system and the development of computer-based training. So that is what has led me here to this point in my education and the desire to become an instructional designer and education technologist. I came to this program with a fairly strong background in the use of technology. I had worked extensively with Camtasia Studio, creating screencasts and other types of videos. I worked with Adobe's Creative Suites, developing print, web, and flash animation products. I modeled in 3D and dabbled in programming. Because of my background, I focused on developing my skills in learning theory and the instructional design process. Throughout this program, I gained a greater understanding of how people learn. In EdTech 504, Theoretical Foundations of Educational Technology, we studied epistemology to identify how people learn. Epistemology is the study of knowledge with respect to education, or more simply put, the theory of how we learn. By understanding how people learn, we can better understand how to develop courses that take advantage of the right learning theory. Most classrooms seem to take advantage of transmissive instruction, transmitted from the teacher to the student. It was also believed that learning was a behavioral change, so practice and feedback were added. This is where drill, mnemonics, and other types of practice and feedback exercises were developed from. Adult learners have remained my target audience throughout the program. So for me, the student-centered learning environment stood out most. Because adult learners have prior experience, they bring that experience to the classroom. They have their own opinions and views, which may or may not be right, but they're theirs. By creating a student-centered environment, you place the student at the center of learning. The student has the ability to build on their own prior knowledge. This is known as Constructivist learning. Students construct knowledge and a meaning for themselves as they learn. I generally use this type of learning environment when teaching soft skill classes like leadership. It allows the student to explore the topics while relating it back to their own experiences. In EdTech 504, I wrote a synthesis paper titled Technology in a Constructivist Learning Environment. This paper discussed how technology can be added to constructivist environments and enhance the learning. To read this artifact and others, visit the artifacts page of this ePortfolio. Instructional design is much more than understanding learning theory. It is a process of developing the very best instruction and using the best methods of delivery. In EdTech 503, Instructional Design, and EdTech 512, Online Course Design, I used the instructional design process to develop 2 different courses. For EdTech 503, I created a course to train Army non-commissioned officers in writing evaluation reports, or NCOERs. For EdTech 512, I created a course for reading piping and instrumentation diagrams, or P&IDs. Using the ADDIE model, both started with an analysis to determine if a course was needed. 5Tech 503 used the discrepancy model of evaluation. There was a course currently in place. Based on responses to a needs assessment, however, it was determined that a more in-depth course was required. EdTech 512 used the problem model to determine if there was a problem, if that problem was learning, and if a course of instruction would solve the problem. It was determined that there was a problem with a knowledge gap between experienced employees, new hires, and those that transferred from other industries. A course of instruction was not currently available, so based on these results, I developed the course to solve the problem. This course was implemented at PCAP in a classroom environment and successfully reduced the knowledge gap. The initial analysis of these 2 courses combined with evaluation planning and concurrent design ensured their deployment. To ensure the problem was solved for EdTech 512's Reading P&IDs course, a summative evaluation was planned and scheduled. Improvements to the course was made after the summative evaluation was completed. In the beginning of being exposed to the instructional design process, I questioned if all of the steps were really necessary. The process is lengthy and time-consuming, but I have now seen the outcomes of courses developed with and without the instructional design process. Courses that were designed without using all or even some of these steps lacked clear objectives, failed to meet the audience's needs, and overall were not as successful. Since being exposed to these steps, I continually advocate the use of the ADDIE model and have incorporated its use in all of my development. Leaving my comfort zone in EdTech 511, interactive course development, I decided to develop a 3rd and 4th grade grammar and reading game. Not having kids and not having a K-12 teaching background, I was a little over my head. Not only did I have to learn how to effectively create an interactive course, but I had to research 3rd and 4th grade level English and reading skills. As I planned out the course, I decided on a story-based game that would read like a book. That introduced the next problem: writing a story that 3rd and 4th grade students would want to read. Here is where I needed to be working with a subject matter expert. Try as I may, I could not find a children's story writer to work with. So I decided to make an attempt myself. I chose penguins as the main characters. I then made them pirates and titled the story Captain Pen and the Pirate Penguins, The Search for the Golden Minnow. The proposal process using flowcharts and storyboards helped me put the story together. I added interactive activities to lead players through the game. I believe with some redesign efforts and additional help from a subject matter expert, the characters in this game could be played by many students in the future. It has potential. In EdTech 532, Educational Games and Simulations, students were immersed into a game environment to learn about the gamification of education. Students participated in weekly classes held on a spaceship in a virtual world called Second Life. Until this class, I never even considered Second Life as having an educational value. My experience with Second Life was very limited, mostly just knowledge of its existence. The use of the virtual world allows students to gather and participate in collaborative exercises, field trips, and the exploration of new worlds. The context of the learning remained about the use of simulations and games in education, but a level of fun and excitement was added merely by its location and storyline. This class showed me everything can have an educational value. You just have to use your imagination to make it work. EdTech 532 helped me to realize just how effective games can be used in education. Another aspect of this course was the quest-based learning. The use of quest-based learning created a competition between students that encouraged continued growth and learning as you completed quests, gaining rank, and experience points. Since completing this course, I have been working with a high school special education teacher. We are exploring ideas of using games and quest-based learning to make his math classes more engaging to today's techno-savvy students. His problem is grabbing their attention, and gamification of his math classes might just be the right learning strategy here. Other ideas include flipping his class by providing video recorded lectures to be viewed at home and classroom time spent completing assignments. What has surprised me most about my journey through this program is how technology is being used in the classroom. Many classrooms are not using technology appropriately. Technology as we think of it, computers, cell phones, and the internet, have been around for quite some time. The largest problem is teachers don't know how to use this technology, or they desire to teach for them. Technology is a wonderful tool, and I stress the word tool, but it can never take the place of a true teacher. If we want technology incorporated into the classroom, we must realize it is a tool first. Then we need to understand teachers must be trained how to use that tool. We cannot just give teachers iPads in their classroom and expect them to know how to use them. It takes planning to integrate technology with lessons. This program has given me the skills and insight to develop technical use plans that not only bring technology to the classroom, but provide training for teachers in the planning process. It has taken me a long time to complete this course, but it has been a journey well traveled. Over the last 5 years, I deployed to Afghanistan, where I was able to continue my studies by completing 4 courses. I retired from the Army, gained a training specialist position in a unique industry, completed a graduate certificate in online teaching, and was recently asked to be a reviewer for the book E-Learning with Camtasia Studio by David B. Demian, which published in August. This program has put me on the right path to being a successful instructional designer and education technologist. Through my passion for technology and my desire to improve education, I am excited for my future in this field. I look forward to the many contributions I hope to make over the years. This is my passion. Thank you for watching my reflection video.